3, 2, 1, go.
All right, guys, we're back. Episode 73.
Wow, you got it right.
We welcome back the man, the mind, and the best trainer in Las Vegas.
Am I? You know what? I messaged him the other day. He's like, nobody's asked me to come on. Nobody asked me to come on. I want to brag about my win.
Exactly.
Right, so,
you know what we're going to do? We're not talking about your win.
So we have another victory. Dude, you might get Coach of the Year this year. What's up with that?
Well, if Samson wins the Olympia and Regan wins a couple of shows and go there and contest.
All right, so we had the Arnold Classic Brazil, and we had another victory from this guy's on the road.
Yes. Now, we all know what happened with Hadi Choopan, right? He came from nowhere. And
this guy is like, he's undefeated in his...
No, he competed 3 times as a pro. 2021, he placed 3rd behind Brandao and Samson. But there was argument. I mean, he was very, very good. He was crazy condition, beautiful physique, right? So, you know, there was top 3 in a pro debut, okay? So last year he was... against Brad Wilkin in the same Romania show. Brad was in the shape of his life. I mean, there was crazy conditioning, and he managed to beat him. So the problem with Behruz is, and every Iranian, they can't get the visas for any countries. So there was question if he can go to Brazil. So when he got the visa, so okay, let's go for it.
Do you think? And I don't know if you've spoke to him about this. The fact that Hadi has gotten to the U.S., can they use that as evidence for his visa?
You see, he was qualified for the Olympia, and we tried to do this for the Olympia in that short period of time, and it was impossible. Yeah. And I talked to Hani Rambot. He said because his company sponsored, that was what did it for Hadi Choopan.
Just walk him to the Mexican border and walk across.
Yeah, I wish. And listen, I said that back in 2017. In a Muscle Development interview, there is so many incredible bodybuilders from Iran. I mean, people have no idea.
You hear King Kamali talk about it, and they say that there's like a bunch of Hadi Choopans there. I mean, is that the case?
Yeah, it is a case. I mean, if you go on Instagram and just follow, I mean, I've seen like 10 of them. They can be very competitive with the Olympia.
What about the Iranian Hulk?
Iranian Hulk? Who's
All right, so you had another victory. What makes him so unique? Why does he just? I mean, it seems like he just comes in crazy condition. I know we talked about a little bit with the show. Like a lot of guys were sweating. You said something about his. So explain to me what obstacles you had to deal with him.
So first, if you look at 2021 and 2022, Romania, he was not shredded, but ridiculously super dry. Everything was phenomenal, just like Hadi Choopan, right? Hadi maybe has a little bit more detail from the front. But I think Behruz got him from a back and super striated glutes like you haven't seen this. I mean, that's genetics probably. He gets hard, he gets super dry, so there was not even a question. His color and oil, everything was perfect in the previous 2 shows. This time, as soon as I've seen the live stream, he came out a little bit too dark and there was too much oil, and then he started sweating, right? And there was oil all over the place, and it was really distracting. So it's like, put oil, protein, and a sweat on the metal, and metal is going to look watery, right? Mm-hmm. And this is what it is. So like, oh my God, he's not in a good condition. But then I've seen Josef, a guy that plays 4th, he's from Czech Republic, crazy condition as well. And then Amir gets Chris's guy, who is also shredded to the bone, and they start leaking, and it was the same thing. So what was interesting, because when we went to the Olympia, if you remember, even though you were not at the prejudging, Matt, you were there, when they put Big Ramy all the way to the side, some people are speculating he's so good he's just put on the side and he's winning.
Yeah.
So this time there was like 7 guys in the first call out, and they put my guy Behruz all the way to the right, and the guy that plays second, Wellington, all the way to the left. So there was top 5 in the middle and those 2 guys from the side. So Behruz was completely lost. I mean, you could see his confidence was gone, and he didn't know he doesn't speak English. He doesn't speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
So he didn't know what was happening, right? So they put him on the side and they compared the other guys. So finally, last call out was just 2 guys. So normally we know that last call out is first and second, right? They're not gonna, maybe that was my fault because when he said, coach, so I sent him the message, like, you're either top 2 or you're not in the top 5. Yeah. and when I sent it, I realized, like, oh my God, let me delete it. So I thought it actually deleted, but it was still there. And that probably, affected him.
And what makes him so special, though? Explain to me for the people that don't know, because
beautiful
he's fairly
shape.
new.
Beautiful shape. I mean, the V-taper is crazy. Super small waist, super flat stomach. Flaring lats, peaking biceps, hanging triceps, just beautiful physique all around. He needs a little bit more quad development, and this is something that I was hoping we can bring by this year. If you know, going into the show, Sergio Oliva was announced he's going to be one of competitors, and Sergio is so big and thick and round. So I was thinking more as Hani Ramba was thinking of Hadi for the Olympia. He is always more shredded anyway. Let's get him just a little bit fuller, yeah. Because even with this much fullness, he's going to be, the most shredded anyway. Behruz has absolutely flawless physique. I mean, if you pull out some of the videos, super small waist, and then thick lats, detailed. Everything is happening. So that was a ticket, and there was not deep lineup, especially after Sergio pulled out. I said, okay, I think this is going to be competitive, but I think Behruz is still top favorite.
Yeah, we don't know a lot of the guys. We haven't seen a lot of the guys that he
I didn't notice
here.
any of the names.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you because I closely watched. So Wellington Fernando Baptista, okay, that's his name. And he actually has some nickname, Nassau or something, I don't know. Beautiful, beautiful shape. You're going to see this guy in the years to come. Crazy legs, round shoulders, striated chest, deep abs. He needed much bigger arms and much bigger back. He was very good condition, very good, sharp, dry. The guy's up and comer. He's going to be a problem. He already. I think
where's he from?
He's from Brazil.
Okay.
I think this was his pro debut. I think. Mm-hmm. And it was what a pro debut, right? Sharp, polished physique, aesthetic, but it was not enough muscle yet. Mm-hmm. So he needs to put another 15 pounds or so. Third is Chris's guy, and nobody
he was
can
super young. I mean,
23 years old. I'll tell people how to pronounce his name. Emir Omeragic. Nobody can.
Omeragic.
Yeah, he's from Montenegro. 23 years old. That is so matured. Like when you look at pictures going into the show, Chris posted a couple of photos. Shredded, dry, striated, full. He needs bigger legs. And if he had a bigger legs, he would be more competitive. But listen, he placed in top 3, and I think his placing was quite high in many shows that he entered.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, we've noticed now, like the kickoff of, just lately, like these guys seem to be coming in better condition, don't you think?
Yeah, listen, Amir was crazy condition.
Hit cancel on that thing.
Yeah, Wellington was in crazy condition. Guy that plays fourth, Josef from Czech Republic, ridiculous. One of those conditions that you would appreciate it. 2 days before a show, and you say like, oh my God, he cannot be leaner, he cannot be drier, he cannot be more striated. Yeah, he had a little bit, he held it, yeah. He had a little bit less volume in the legs. And this is actually indication for me when I've seen him also sweating and appearing to lose the condition. And I want to say this because it's very important for our judging. Okay, after the prejudging, I didn't even know what to tell my guy. Are they going to penalize him for leaking? I mean, there was a mess. I mean, there was like so much protein all over the place, and it looked watery because sweat.
Yeah, of course.
And if you're leaking, you look watery, right? But when I've seen Amir having the same issue and Yosef, I said, okay, so what do we do for the judges? Why don't we have those expediters that are there and helpers, like at Arnold Classic, Samson was losing oil, drying out like rapidly. And somebody should be there that, okay, when you finish comparison, you're back. If you dry out, you should be re-oiled.
Isn't the tanning sponsor supposed to have someone there?
And if tanning is leaking, right? So now you're, in the first comparison, you're leaking. It's like, oh my God, and nobody fixes, that's going to be leaking to the rest of the prejudging, right? And I don't know what the judge is going to think, right? So this is something that I really, not, again, he's a biased coach, and I want to talk about my guys.
Biased coach.
I'm saying because that was happening with the 3 out of top 5 guys.
I always thought that whoever the official tanning company was, they're supposed to have people backstage and off to the side. If someone needs touched up, they're supposed to handle that.
But did you ever see on the stage, somebody there? I mean,
look at the Olympia and the big shows. Usually there's someone off to the side.
Listen, I think that should be mandatory to be there just in case. And they watch it, you're leaking, let me, take care of it. Because then you can be still competitive. Because, okay, if we are watching, this guy is leaking, the other guy is perfectly dry. So how do you judge that? Even my guy Vitor Buff, he plays 5th. Even he was leaking a little bit as well. He plays 5th. Vitor is 2nd place last year, so of course it was knocked down in Silico, maybe disappointing placing. But 7 weeks out, after doing the Olympia and taking a time off, and then we started working, we were gonna, build up some major size. He asked me, Coach, can we compete because it's very important for my country? I said, okay, let's try to make it in 7 weeks. And he was just not lean enough, and because those 4 guys were crazy shredded, So he placed 5th. He made improvements, beautiful, full package, wide, thick. I still want to see a little bit more on the legs, and I still want to see a little bit more on the chest. But he has everything that it takes. And then 6th place was actually amateur. He won the amateur, Gustavo. Yeah, I don't know the last name, but very, very good physique. Very
so he
good
won
condition.
the amateur at the show,
yeah,
and then moved.
The next day, which I like kind of. They give you a chance like a day later.
You should be able to.
Yeah. 7th was also very beautiful physique. I think that Chris Asida works with him also. Alan, I don't know the last name, but nice shape, nice condition. Still needs more size. So. There was 5, 6 Brazilian guys.
Are you surprised there was not as many U.S. people?
That's what I was just going to ask. This is a big show. It's still an Arnold Classic. I know it's not Ohio, but it's still a big show. But when you look at this list, outside of Behruz, I didn't.
Why doesn't? I mean, because obviously
Sergio was supposed to do it.
I know, but he lives in Dubai right now. But that, and then what does Behruz do for the Olympia?
So now you see, okay, just to tell you, Behruz, he won the world championship in IBB, and he looked phenomenal. I was a big fan of his physique. So I started working with him, and they were planning the shows and everything. He could not travel anywhere. So he's ready for the show, and he can compete. 2021, he was ready for 4 shows. He's supposed to get for Spain. Emilio Martinez was trying to get him, but he couldn't get it. Prague people, they try even to do something and didn't happen. So imagine being ready to compete and then you just can't travel, And then when finally, I was saying this for Hadi Chupan. He qualified for Olympia twice before he made it to the Olympia. So Iranian guys should be helped. I don't know what federation can do, but listen, this is most prestigious contest in the world, Mr. Olympia. The best of the best should be competing, and only qualified can compete. He qualified. So let's make sure whatever is needed.
I can't speak on it, but if somebody has got through, they can usually use that as evidence towards their visa saying, hey, I know this is a standard, but here's another guy competing there from my country, and sometimes that can help.
So I hope this is going to be the case this year.
Too.
I told him you have to start working on it right now because last time it was too late. He went to the Dubai American Embassy. He applied, gave all this paperwork, and then said, okay, we're going to review it and inform you in 30 days. The contest is in a week. We're going to inform you in 30 days. It's, too late. Yeah, but I heard that Arnold Classic was unbelievable show. That Brazilian fans are off the chart. Yeah, you guys just went to Germany, right? And I don't know who, maybe you said that the German fans are the craziest fans in the history. And probably, but the
Chris
Brazilians
said that.
Chris, okay.
Yeah,
Chris said, yeah, that's right.
I think they're both crazy.
Yeah.
they're both
Brazilian fans. Oh
super
my
intense.
God.
Yeah.
I love them. They're so passionate and they're so into it.
When you see like a local show in Germany, if there's 1,500 seats, there's 1,500 people sitting in them.
Yeah. Dennis James had a show there. Did you know at the?
Dennis ended up in the hospital.
Yeah, he said he has pneumonia or something.
Yeah.
Have you been to FIBO?
Of course he has. Yeah.
Yeah. Initially, every year, like 91, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I stopped. I haven't been for a long time.
What was it like when the guys would all guest pose? That was part of the Weider contract, right? Even if you looked bad, did you have to guest pose?
Yeah, you have to. And many looked bad.
And how many times a day did they ask you to guest pose? Do you remember?
It was, I think, 4 or 5 times. It was pretty much like almost, not every hour, but they would announce, right? I don't speak German.
What did you do in between?
Selling photos, you're outside.
Where?
And, at the Weider booth. There was huge booth. There was Lou Ferrino, Dorian. There was Victor Richards at the time. There was
I was going to say Victor Richards, that legendary guest posing with him and Dorian that was at FIBO.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Did you get up on stage?
Yeah,
wasn't Nasser up there too?
Not that year, but shortly after.
Cormier was there, and
everybody.
Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray, right?
Yeah, everybody.
Everyone. Weider had everyone. They were like the powerhouse.
Yeah, it was interesting at the time. Lou Ferrino and Dorian. The
comeback
hype for comeback. I was there at 92. Yeah, and it was just not competitive. And then they thought that maybe 93 he's going to do better, but he didn't. And then finally 94 they told him to do the Masters. But he had good enough condition and size, but not good enough for a 90s.
What do you think he would do in today's lineup for Igno?
At the top,
would he do better?
Olympia?
Would he do better?
I doubt.
No.
It's still, proportionally when you think width, X-frame, thickness, and conditioning.
If I was to ask you what your opinion on, like, former Mr. Olympians, and we hate comparing this, right? Because people always say, like, who's better? I'm not asking you who's better, but who in each era would still be potentially competitive?
Okay.
From Arnold up, how would Arnold, if Arnold was in classic physique, would he smoke these guys?
How can Arnold be in classic physique? He was 240.
Yeah, but he's 6'2". That's the weight cap, 240. Really? He would be classic. Yeah, Chris Bumstead can be 240.
He has a wide waist, so I don't think he would do very good. The
arms and chest, though.
But think about it. Classic is about structure, and Chris Bumstead's structure.
Don't you think Arnold's structure was unreal, though?
Well, listen, he was so dominant back in the day, right? But I think even you mentioned, I watched a Dre walk the other day, and you said that there was a year that maybe Sergio could beat him, right? And there was 72
he actually
in
said
Essen, Germany. Yeah.
I think he congratulated. He said, you should have beat me. I mean, Arnold didn't defend. He defended his title against no one at one time, right?
One point, yeah. And then there was like 2-3 guys.
I talked about everyone, but
Sergio Oliva.
Yeah.
If he would come in a crazy shredded condition that he never probably knew back in the day how to do it.
Yeah.
But that physique, shredded dry, would be super competitive at any era, including
Do you
now.
think these guys did any cardiovascular back then?
I think so. I mean, I've seen your Jay walking and say you're not doing cardio anymore, which is interesting.
I quit.
You quit cardio.
He's trying to get huge.
Yeah.
No. So I quit. I quit so my body is responsive as when I get 8 weeks out or whatever. Because I'm lean condition. It's just about filling up and now just burning off body fat with the training.
You said
nutrition.
it a few times. You didn't even do cardio for the show.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah. Many times I didn't because I didn't need to. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. You know,
we know Dorian Yates and Ronnie Coleman. All these guys would be competitive, right?
They were, yeah. Okay, so one by
Ronnie
one
would still win.
So Sergio Oliva would be. I mean, Larry Scott wouldn't, of course. Sergio Oliva would. Arnold, I don't think he would be competitive. I mean, honestly, we all love Arnold, and he did most for the sport. But physique-wise, if you don't know the name and you see physique, he wouldn't be in the top. The next was Franco Colombo. After him, he wouldn't be competitive. Then there was Frank Zane. Unfortunately, I loved Frank, was my idol, but he was not big enough.
Yeah.
He would be very good in classic physique, of course, but not in the open. Then 1980 was Arnold again. 81 was again Colombo. 82 was Chris Dickerson. Wouldn't be available. 83 Samir Bano. No, he wouldn't be. He was great. We love his physique, but that was for that era. And then here comes Lee Haney. Lee Haney would be competitive. I do believe so. I mean, it's amazing when you actually look at Lee Haney. Yeah.
How tall is Lee?
Like 5'11".
5'11", yeah.
How much did he weigh?
245.
So the question would be, would he really be competitive at 245 at that height next to these guys that are 290?
He created that illusion. My first Olympia I ever went to live was 88 at Los Angeles. And let me tell you, when they came out, and the second he turned around and opened up, the show was over. You don't need to pose. You don't need to do nothing.
There's a reason I'm asking this, though. So if he's at that size, and I'm going to use Regan as an example, who's about his height, who's going to be almost 270 on stage, and he's not big enough. So how could someone 25 pounds smaller be big enough?
So I see exactly where you're going to, but it's not height and weight and numbers. It's illusion that you create. Lee Haney created illusion. I mean, he was absolute monster.
No, I understand that, but he created that illusion next to those people. Would he create that illusion when he's standing next to someone that's got the same size waist that's 40 pounds bigger?
So last competition of Lee Haney was 91 Olympia, my first Olympia, where he beat Dorian Yates. And it was not illusion. There was definitely a difference in size and thickness. As good as Dorian was, and take back, Lee's back was another level. Lee's chest was another level. Shoulders, right? Lee didn't have a spectacular arms and legs, but everything was fitting perfectly. He created the illusion of much bigger. So to answer your question, Regan 270. Well, Regan is still not 270. When Regan is 270, he's going to be, challenging people for a title. I mean, this is how I see it, really. He was
the only reason I ask that is when I look at some of these guys now, like I'm going to use Andrew Jack, for example, and they say he's not big enough. I'm going, geez, he's 285 pounds. How is that not big enough?
Forget the number. That's what I'm saying. You said it 2009, you were actually
254.
254.
I won my first Olympia.
But think about it, though, 254, and he's 3-4 inches shorter than these guys.
But he looked like 280. So this is what I'm saying. I've seen people, oil them up, right in front of me. I competed with them, standing next to them. I was right behind Lee Haney at 91 Olympia. I was like, fanboy, like, take a picture. Lee Haney would be super competitive. And listen, if Lee had a tougher competition, he would raise the game.
He probably would have got bigger.
Yeah.
And plus, he retired at 31.
31.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. So, all due respect to Lee Haney, probably.
He would be in the mix.
Do you think he would have retired at that age if it was as lucrative as today?
Probably not. If he could have made a few $1 million,
$400,000,
yeah.
I'm sure he would keep going.
No, it's a whole combination of guest appearances.
I mean, I'm sure that he made decent money and everything, but
back then, I mean,
you still got $100K, didn't he?
No, it wasn't 100 for winning back then. It was only like 60 grand or first was like 50 or 60.
I thought it was since I started competing.
You
it
have
was
to
over
look.
100.
You have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure.
But put it this way,
I'm almost positive 1991 Olympia purse was 60 grand.
When Arnold had 7 titles, nobody ever thought he was going to be beaten, right? And then Lee Haney passed, and then after he passed,
91, Lee Haney won $100,000. Second place, Dorian, $50,000. Third place, Vince Taylor, $30,000.
Yeah, I kind of remember. That was my first one. How much money did I make?
So that was a lot.
Negative.
So that was a lot back then. So
it's a lot now, but that's a real lot back then.
How much was it in like 1988? So he won his first in 84 or 84 even.
84, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? 84. I bet it was
probably.
Like
54 was $100,000.
Okay.
Oh, no. Total prize money awarded was $100,000 in 84.
Yeah. So
what was
Lee Haney won $50,000. Mohammed McAway won $20,000.
Did Arnold win like $1,000 one time?
Yeah,
right?
500. I thought.
It might have been that.
Yeah.
So it didn't really start getting up until about
how
the
much?
90s.
How much did Arnold win in 1970? Was he win 73 or 74?
Yeah, he did.
How much did Arnold win at the Mr. Olympia?
$750.
No way.
That's what it says. Will be a contest for
Wow.
September in Brooklyn Academy.
Well. But okay, so right after that,
it said the previous years it was 1,000.
Yeah.
It said it went down to 750.
So Dorian Yates at his best, he would contest for a title. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before the tears and all that stuff, right? Yeah.
Well,
do you think the tears now would hurt guys worse? Like if someone had a torn bicep and it was aesthetically.
Chris Dickerson had a torn biceps and chest, and he still won. It didn't.
I know, but that
him.
was then. I'm saying today. So today, if with the competition the way it is, like, and guys are coming in crazy shape, if they have a torn, I guess Hunter has a torn chest, right? So I think
that was just something. I don't know if it's torn. It's like some kind of divot from a tear.
Like Tony Freeman had one, but
Tony Freeman had a chest. Kevin Levrone had a chest. It was not disfiguring. I mean, John Brown had a chest there and it was disfiguring. Francis Benfato disfiguring, beautiful physique, but you could tell.
Tore all bench pressing.
The Dorian 94. Here it is. Biceps. He never had a crazy biceps anyway. So when he lifts his arms, it was not so distracting. It's not like major difference left and right arm. And I think Dorian's best was 95. Did you watch that show also?
I was there, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
My first one, yeah.
I was.
I think we sat near each other, actually.
Probably, yeah.
You were with Medarix then, I think. I remember you, yeah.
See, I think Dorian would be
super competitive.
He'd be more competitive now than during the Ronnie and Phil era.
Oh yeah.
But now he would he would be really competitive.
Yeah, I think Dorian at 95 will put him on the stage. Yeah, he would have
won this.
I saw Brandon Curry at FIBO.
I didn't even see him.
He's coming. He's doing the show.
Brandon.
He's focused on winning the title back.
He could.
He can.
Yeah. I told him that. I did tell him that. I was excited to see
guys that can win.
Because I know they talked about him possibly this was his last, but it's great to hear that he's coming back to try to win it.
He should, just like you. But you're saying, okay, so let's finish it because you are still next there.
Yeah.
So after Dorian, there was Ronnie. Ronnie at his best, which I think is 98, but 98, 99.
No chance for anyone.
2001, Arnold Classic 2003, Olympia, yeah, he would be super competitive.
It would be competitive. You'd win.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Okay. Yeah. Because I have to have due respect for.
No, but we're talking about Ronnie. But
No, but I'm saying everybody there, right?
Yeah.
And then I love your 2001 Olympia. I love your 2003 Ironman. I was absolutely blown away. I was sitting next to Chris Aceto. You created the illusion of being 280 pounds, full shredded, dry.
It was 267.
I mean, I remember that shot, right? And biceps fibers was all over the place.
Yeah, clean,
Now I'm going to put you on the spot.
Uh-huh.
How would the 2007 Jay do this year?
Oh, he would be out of top 10. What do you mean? He would be a stage decoration.
That's the first I ever heard that, a stage decoration.
Wow, we're going to put that on a T-shirt. Stage decoration for sale
when
next
they
week.
fill up the stage, he'll be there, so we have a bodies. I mean, yeah.
All right, Dexter Jackson. He would be very competitive.
He would be competitive, yes.
Yep. Because he's similar height to the guys now, but doesn't have any weaknesses.
Phil Heath.
Phil Heath would be super competitive, especially. You see, I haven't been here to watch him live because I was in Europe, so I didn't experience him.
Phil,
at
he's
his
pretty
best.
incredible, dude.
Yeah, I could imagine.
He didn't look like.
And
a
what
cartoon.
about obviously Sean Roden's? His physique.
But here, let me put you on the spot. You at your best and Phil Heath at his best. I know you can't say it. I know, but
we never were at our best. I mean, obviously, I won the battles at my best. I never was at my best when I competed against him when he came into his own. Right.
Mm-hmm. The 13 Phil and the 09 Jay would be a tough battle. That's when Phil had that crazy roundness and
but Jay, he has a width.
Jay has the width on him.
Yeah,
it would just be a hell of a sight to see.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was here, he'd say he'd win. I would probably say I would win.
Really?
I mean,
I don't think either one of those physiques would be unanimous by the judges.
Yeah.
Both of them at their best. I think it'd be
Phil Heath at his best could win the title too, of course.
For sure.
And then who was next? Brandon Curry. You just mentioned him. I love his physique. He was too heavy, not separated, not dry enough, not conditioned. Legs needs to come up. If legs come up, he was beating Hadi Chupa every time.
I mean, if Sean was still here, he would have would he won a few more maybe?
He could have.
He could have, but you see...
Matt says he looked really good in 17.
In 17, he looked just as good as when he won.
That was my first Olympia when I came back.
And when he, for whatever reason,
he got fourth
when he came out on stage, he looked different from when we saw him an hour before.
Oh,
something
there's a nice
happened.
picture from the room when he was super dry.
Yes.
He
looked
legs
ridiculous.
all over the
and
place.
then afterwards, we got back to the hotel, and Aceto came and looked at him.
It looks
and
again.
he looked crazy again. It was like this moment in time, something shifted. And I know when he went on stage, he was expecting him and Phil. And when as soon as they moved him one spot over, you could see it, like his whole demeanor, it just faded a little bit, and he ended up getting fit. But before that, he looked just as good as when he won.
I want to talk a little bit about that before. Let's finish okay.
So there was, and then Big Ramy, right? He came up to Brandon.
I still think he can come back to be very competitive.
I think so too. Actually,
but his best. I mean,
the pictures, especially pictures on Instagram from Saturday Arnold Classic. He looked like oh my god, that was impressive. Yeah. So Friday, I didn't get exactly that impression. I mean, it was still not best Ramy, but questionably Saturday, maybe it was the best Ramy I've seen. Okay, minus arms. He had the better arms before. Maybe, back also, but...
I know, but you're not, the judging shouldn't be about what you used to look like. It's about what's on the stage, and that's something that always comes up.
That's something you saying that. That's always, I've never understood this. Mm-hmm. When you'll hear a judge say, last year they look, it's like, first off, how do you know exactly how detailed someone was a year later? First. And second, what difference does it make what they look like last year? You're comparing to what they look like right now next to the people that they're standing next to.
Yes, but it's in the back of your mind. You had a vision.
But you still got to...
It's still the judging.
Yeah.
You got to remember that it's an overall view package, or they scan, right? And
judges are fans as well. I mean, who's a bigger fan of bodybuilding than Steve Weinberger? I mean, he knows not every muscle, but he knows every tie-in and separation that you have. And if this is not showing today,
yeah, but Steve, if he's scanning across and you look shit last year, he's not going to put you there. If you look amazing this year, he's going to put you where you belong. He's not going to go, oh, you look good last year, and you don't like. He judges a physique that's in front of him.
Yeah,
and that's it. Now, maybe in the conversation, he can say, hey, last year you look a little better, but I'm judging what I'm seeing in front of you next to these other people.
Yeah. I mean, this is how it is. Look, your impression as well, you were not at the prejudging when Hadi Choopan came out initially. I thought,
he was off.
He was off.
Yeah.
Not off. Off for Hadi off.
Hadi off, yes.
Hadi off. And Hadi off is still better than 99% of people.
And as they started posing, he got better and better.
Yes. Exactly. That's when...
Because you're used to seeing that just nasty, grainy, gnarly everywhere, and he didn't have that.
I'll tell you, even now when you think about who's going to have that polishment from the front, I mean, think that most muscular, and it's ridiculous.
Andrew jacked.
Dude, not the chest striations. And
he's got the chest striations.
He has, but not to the
like
level
Hadi.
of Hadi. Hadi has a intercostal serratus and super deep abs, and it's so impressive. And then really separated.
He's just
quads.
really square, which is good.
He's going to be so hard to beat.
He's going to be super hard to beat.
I'll listen to some of the other podcasts, and you're saying, well, so and so's going to come here, and they're going to do this and this. In the back of my head, I'm going, yo, man, Hadi's not going anywhere. Hadi's going to
improve.
He's going to get better.
He's going to improve.
And you're going to really, really have to be that amazing to beat him, because he doesn't really have weaknesses.
I said 2019 he should have won.
We said that. I was in the front row, and I told Jay, I said, it's his first Olympia. You should win.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah,
I remember you telling me that at the night show. You looked over at me. You're like, dude, he's kicking these guys' ass all over the stage.
Yeah.
Hadi, what did he get his first Olympia?
Third.
He could have easily won.
Boniek was second. Yeah, he could have. Yeah, there was the same thing, just like Derek Lansford. I mean, they were deciding if he's going to do 212 or open, and I salute the courage to go for the open.
We saw Derek over the weekend. He was near the FIBO. He was in the FIBO booth with Jay and Uris and Dennis Wolf.
Derek is improving a little bit here, right? But he's not going to match Hadi there, right? Yeah. He, I think, beat Hadi from the back,
So let me ask you this. If Hadi has his normal conditioning, does Derek beat him from the back if he's got that crazy, ridiculous shredded condition?
Yes. Look, I love Hadi, and he's super competitive. Yeah. But Derek has that re-taper into like going to nothing, and then like crazy striated glutes, like not just striated, but deep striations, right? Yeah. So
Are Olympia's won from the back?
No.
I don't think so.
I can't stand that.
There's a bunch of other poses.
It's the same thing somebody else said yesterday, like, that's what Guy Cicerino said about Nick Walker losing to Samson. Like, don't you supposed to knock out the champ? No, you can beat him by points, But you don't need to knock out. If you're better, how many UFC fights or boxing, you don't need to knock out the champ, but you can beat him.
But Nick wasn't the champ. He was 2 years before.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we see you've been hanging out with Nick Walker lately.
Yeah. How's that going?
Yeah,
I'm glad I see him posting. He's over at the.
Yeah, as I said, like, hey, Nick, I'm opening the Nick Walker Haters Club, and I'm a president. Can you?
I'm going to get you a T-shirt that says Nick Walker Hater. You better wear it.
Listen, I asked him, can I wear it at Olympia? He says, please do.
Hey, so how's he looking right now?
Oh, crazy. Let me tell you,
it looks ridiculous.
It looks ridiculous. He improved the chest. Okay, so I was wondering, he posed and I watched it, much thicker, and that's what he needs, because that width, that crazy arms and shoulders, right?
Takes away a little bit.
Yeah. And he's building on it. And then Well, supposedly he's building up the legs. I'm going to say openly, I still didn't see the major size improvements in legs. His legs from the side are ridiculous, but he need to do something to, medialis.
Well, I mean, they're a month out of the show.
Yeah, I told you, Nick, I can train your legs once,
That'd be a good video.
Anytime you're ready, yeah. No, but
only if you wear Nick Walker hater shirt.
Make it for me, yeah.
What about the Samson guest posing?
Yeah, we've seen him. I mean, Samson is...
So let me ask you a question. Why is everyone wearing
shorts now?
Shorts.
Spandex shorts.
Nobody wants to wear, posing trunks,
I did. You're telling me you're talking
always,
smack,
yeah, you always did.
Yeah.
You always did. But,
You're talking smack?
No, let me... Paul Dillette back in the day, Nasser Al-Sambadi, is
that like the trend now? Or?
I mean, Hunter Labrada, he even came with a hat on, right? I
don't
so
know.
that's his signature, yeah.
Ronnie used to wear big ass boots.
Yeah. So Samson, tell me how your impression was, because you don't get to see him.
Yeah. So Samson cannot get fat if he tries. So that's the beauty.
How much
of
does he weigh right now?
What was it?
You won't even say that
yeah,
because you don't weigh him.
Yeah, we're done. But I forgot now the kilos, pounds, because he was like
330 or
10 kilos off his biggest before, right? So listen, he's gonna improve on the areas that he needs. If you watch him, and I just posted on my Instagram, you can see 2019, 2022.
Very huge difference.
Huge difference. Okay, and he improved in the areas he needed, back and the shoulders. He was kind of rounded but narrow, so now the shoulders are much wider, and back is much thicker. Chest is ridiculous, legs are ridiculous, right? So, yeah. I mean, of course, we are going into the Olympia with the intention to win, with all due respect with everybody else, but it's going to be 10 guys that can win.
I mean, all due respect, you should win. You should try.
Of course.
You're going there to win.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm impressed with Jay. In 99, he says he was going to be one-on-one with Ronnie.
How impressed were you with Jay's first video for Fit for 50, though?
I haven't seen it really.
What?
The one from the posing?
Yeah.
Yeah, back is soft.
I know, but I haven't started yet.
Yeah.
Listen, he's the Milos insulin protocol.
Yeah, listen, chest, shoulders,
I just
arms.
had you review my blood work, and you said, wow, he's good, right?
What do you say about Jay's blood work?
It's unbelievable. It's super healthy, everything. So all the markers are there, right? Can we talk about number? Testosterone, because he did a shot night before, it was 2,000. Yeah. Now, I said that yesterday. And I know that people are going to, execute me for that. I don't think that the man alive should be under 1,000.
Yeah, but a doctor would argue with you. My last score was 660.
Why would he argue?
I mean, that you're supposed to be, 700?
It depends on the chart, but anywhere between 700 and 1,000.
The reference range is not optimal range or desired range. It's an average range that they put, and you're supposed to fit in the average. As Arnold says, the average, right? Why would you want to be there, right? So enhanced level of testosterone, male hormone is going to give you all these male characteristics that we want: stronger, bigger, more muscular, aggressive, sexual, right? So 1,000 should be mandatory. I mean, if you want to... Okay.
I was a little nervous, though, because I've never had, ever since my blood work, have I had that high a testosterone. In fact, after the contest, probably because of what anti-estrogens or whatever I mean, I had a test score of 90.
90 total?
Yeah.
Well, are you sure that wasn't Angie's?
No. This was a long time ago. But like when he saw it,
he was like,
"Oh, dude, it's way too." Which
I didn't get that excited, but
you did.
But I just said 2,000 is high. It is.
It's nice.
If it's but here's the thing: it's high. If it's continual, that's high.
Yeah. But what if
it's a spike?
I was told you have to wait 5 to 6 days after your last shot to really get a true score. So I shot the day before.
I did. I told you before we started. Day before, I was tested with Balco Labs Sasson 250.
Yeah.
And it was 10,000.
Is that nanograms per
And that was one-
deciliter, or is it
nanograms.
deciliter, or
Nanograms
Is
per
that one shot?
Yeah, one shot, yeah.
And it raised it that much?
Yeah,
I did-
But, I was on 750 a week. So it's not like...
Oh, now the
It's not like I
truth comes
just
out.
did that
He makes
one.
it sound like you did one. I went, how the hell can you get that high off 250?
Well,
Yeah. But listen...
and you were how high?
Seriously.
10,000, yeah.
What do you think? Okay.
I think my comfortable range would be 1,000 to 1,300 would be if you said, okay, what's your goal? But with my other scores, as you can see, there was no other elevations of anything, right?
Liver enzymes perfect, thyroid in check, perfectly straight in the middle, T3, T4, TSH, I mean, everything. Cholesterol, spit, triglycerides very low, so that's your healthy
Maybe you
eating
took
habits.
fake gear your whole career with no health issues.
Yeah, but okay, listen, for today's society and average male in United States, in world, don't you think that they're missing on two things? One, higher level of testosterone and higher muscle mass. I mean, it's declining. It's rapidly declining. It's going to go, even worse because it's accepted. Why is accepted? Build muscle, raise the testosterone, and that's it.
What have you scored usually?
I remembered I always self-medicated. I would just get my blood work done because you can get it online. I'm just being honest. So I finally went to a doctor back home, and they got my blood work back, and I did my shot the night before, and 12 hours before, and it was at 1,200. And he's like, "That's way too high." And I said, "I feel normal." And he's like, "Nope, I need you to come off for 3 months and then let me test you." And I went, "No, I'm not coming off for 3 months. I'm going to feel like shit." So no. So he argued back and forth with me. I'm like, "I'm not asking what your opinion is. I don't care what you think I should. I feel normal between 1,000 and 1,200, and that's for me personally."
Did you ever feel abnormal?
I mean, when I took Clomid, I was really depressed. I've used it one time.
Okay.
Because, after the show, I wanted to try it, and I got really depressed, honestly. But I rarely took HCG all the time. I mean, I can honestly tell you, like, the best results, I took a little bit of HCG at a time. I think like 300 IU. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
if it's 1,500, right? I use in a 1 ml. How do you measure it?
It's 11,000.
They come in bottles like 11,000.
Yeah,
you just do like a small amount, so you just it's a multi-use.
I never heard this in my life.
That's how they are.
There's
used to be
1,500,
10,000.
5,000, and 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the anti-aging clinics,
Really?
they're about 11,000. I had one that was 13,000 once. And you just basically mix in 3 mLs of water, and then if you pull the the insulin back to 2, it's 300.
Do you believe in today that all these guys are bringing up, and this has come up a lot lately, is doing their testosterone with insulin syringe or something?
It's supposed to be intramuscular.
I know, but people say the
I know. Still gets the same results.
I know many.
Still gets the same results, even
sub-Q.
Yeah,
it still gets into the body.
No, I went with Ben Pakulski to a training camp, Dubai, Australia, and then he was doing this, right, under the skin.
Yeah.
And he convinced me. I said, okay, let me just try it. So I shoot a couple of times. I had the bruises, and then,
How much were you shooting?
1 cc.
Well, yeah, that's a massive amount. You got this big ass pocket.
I was supposed to do like 0.2.
No, but the way you're supposed to do it.
But I think the doctors are prescribing it that way now.
Every day, a small amount, and then it slowly keeps your levels high.
Yeah, but
not all. I could see you shooting 3 cc's under your skin and have this big pocket of oil. It takes 2 weeks to absorb.
I'm not going to even mention what was the highest shoot.
Because
nobody needs to know.
What do you think your testosterone score would be right now?
Yours, 1,000.
Yeah.
I'm same as you. I take 250 a week.
250 every other day.
Yeah. No, 250 a week. And
do
listen,
you miss it? Do you miss it, or do you stay on track and make sure? Like, do you have it written in your journal? Like,
I have it in my journal
because I know you're really particular about that.
I am all over the place. I forget sometimes.
Listen, even back in the day, okay, did you ride the drone?
Yeah, yeah. I still have
And I have so many people, right? Okay, no. I'm eating this every day. I don't need to write it. Listen,
Let me see the journal, right?
exactly. And you know what I actually did back in the day, you can see why sometimes in the middle of a day I calculate where I'm at.
I did too. I used to say if I ran to the grocery store for 15 minutes, I would write that in my journal.
Yeah, but it's put it in writing and inspect what you expect. Not just that. You know what I did? I had like 1997. I had 2 columns here. 12 weeks before the Olympia, what I did in 95 and 96, exactly what I did back then. So, and now it's a new year, and I'm comparing. So I figure I could have bumped it up a little bit, so I bump it up. And then and then weekly I would do the Polaroid pictures because back in the day we didn't have
that's all we had,
yeah, you were sending to
Chris
Aceto. But not Polaroid, you did the actual.
The wind-up cameras, but Polaroids I sold to people at the contests, actually. If they didn't have a camera, I sold a Polaroid picture for $5.
You'd sign the bottom white part.
Yeah, I'd sign the white part. Yeah.
I wonder if anyone has that out there. Please post a picture or send me a picture of an old autograph from Jay and
Yeah.
I remember you used to bring it around. It was in your bag.
Yeah.
Ronnie had the same one. I remember you had it.
Well, you were that was
I remember seeing it. Yeah. You and Ronnie would both have a Polaroid, and if someone didn't have a camera,
because we didn't have digital cammers.
If someone didn't have a camera, you could buy it, and Jay would take a picture, and then
it's super expensive now though for the film, to do the Polaroids.
So you were just selling for $5?
Yeah, I would sell them because I like if they didn't have a camera, I didn't want to. You sold your 8x10s for 10.
Yeah.
And I mean, even dude, we sold a lot of merch at FIBO this time.
A lot.
Even now?
Yeah.
Lots. I can only imagine.
Yeah,
besides our freaking bag getting lost.
Yeah, our bag got lost, and it was a nightmare. But it was so damn crowded at the FIBO.
So how was FIBO? I mean,
let him tell you, it's crazy.
Nuts.
It was sold out on.
It was
Saturday,
sold out on Saturday,
and it was legit sold out.
So
the streets, everything.
Right when you walk in, the downstairs, they had some race in a show. The Dennis James show, I think, was downstairs. I couldn't move to get down there to see it. But when I walked in, you looked down the escalator and you saw like some type of 5K races going on. But as you came up to the top, Kevin Levroni's booth was first off to the left. Rain was down that way. And Yamamoto was at an angle where Regan was. And then the FIBO booth was off to the right. And that's where Jay and Derek and Dennis Wolf and Uris were. In between the two was maybe 40 yards. And it could take 5 minutes to walk between because there were so many people. And for those people that haven't been to FIBO, it's the busiest fitness expo in the world.
By far.
And it was...
Was anything crazy? Like, I know before there was like some naked people back in the 90s. No?
I mean, maybe there were...
I don't know what that means.
Naked. You know,
just walking around naked?
Yeah.
Like with body paint or...
Wait, were you one of them?
With no paint. No.
Were they from Serbia?
I'm conservative, man, you know.
Yeah.
I don't like to, dress up in front of other guys.
You know what's funny? I remember seeing you at FIBO. I hadn't seen you for a long time. Do you remember a few years ago?
Yeah, there was once.
There was once we saw each other, and I'm like, dude, what's going on? Because it'd been a while.
But I went there to take a picture with him because there was a crazy line, like, oh my God, but I want to say hello. I want to take a picture.
Maybe I'll let you skip the line.
Yeah, somebody was talking about this. Yeah, you were the one talking that you're pissed off about people that cut the line.
You're fucking. If you cut the line, I remember the one year we're there.
I haven't seen him for like 6-7 years, right? So I could just see him there and walk away, and then he's going, oh, you were at FIBO, you didn't even say hello?
But there's a difference. There's a difference. If you haven't seen him in 6 years and you pop by, that's fine. But if you're someone who sees him on a regular basis and you go take up the time, you're an asshole.
I hear you.
And that's but every situation's different. Every situation.
So it was crazy packed. Not a lot of American brands. So what's kind of shifted is a lot of European supplement brands. We stayed across the street, and what we noticed on Saturday, you remember Thursday and Friday are trade events, and then Saturday, Sunday are for the fans, right? So the streets were crazy packed on Saturday. We arrived Thursday evening, and
Jay, Regan, and I.
Yeah, and then we did Friday. We I had a schedule, and I just said, you know what, let's just stay the whole day. So, like, every day we stayed way longer just to meet and greet. And, I mean, the lineups were just crazy. And Marcus Rule is really popular there now.
Extremely.
Like, really popular. And Urs is really popular.
Urs is on another level there.
Yeah, Urs is.
But Marcus is doing a
coming.
great job with his media, and his supplement line actually does really well. He has like these amino drinks and everything with his image on it. So
I didn't see it, but
he's doing really well. Yeah, it's great to see. And what really
is he still huge?
Yeah, he's still pretty big. Yeah, I didn't get to see him.
I didn't see him in person,
but we saw pictures everywhere. So, what's really great about the FIBO is kind of seeing now, because I know that Germany was really restrictive even after we had clearance of the masks and everything else. So there was they were very resistant about like making everyone feel safe. And now it's just full swing, and I expect 2024 to be insane, you know?
Yes. It was as busy. Saturday was as busy as I've ever seen an expo. And, if anyone who hasn't been there.
So what are we talking, 50,000 people? For the,
way more than 50,000. Yes, for sure. For sure. So when you walk into the front building, there's 10.2 and 10.1. That upstairs was as busy as any expo, just that one. But as you walk out of it, then they have hall 4, 5, 6, 7. And each one of those is as big as the Arnold or the Olympia, each one of those halls.
So there's no way you could see everything.
Oh, God, no.
In 3 days.
No. No, you could, if you went there and you were on a mission to walk everything, you could do it in 3 days. You can. It gets so busy that you can't maneuver through some of these.
He had to walk Regan all the way to
So
equipment.
Regan did an appearance for New Tech on Saturday. They were in booth hall 7 at the back. It took 20 minutes to get there. 20 minutes. I mean, we're talking. This is over a mile walk, because you have to walk all the way through the one hall, then you go down the escalators this way, come down, and then you walk for like 300 yards. You're like, oh, there's hall 4, and you're looking down this hall, and you're like, I can't even see the end of it, and we have to walk all the way to the end. Yeah. So, but back there they had all the different, gym line. Right?
When you're gonna come to Torture Gym and see the new tech equipment?
Check it out. I'm waiting for the opening.
Oh.
In the very near future.
Yeah.
Is that you work
I
train
just
out there a lot?
Like an hour ago I went there and trained Song.
So tell us about your
212 guy.
Yeah,
Song is
he's doing New York Pro, right?
New York Pro, yeah.
Is he doing the
plays
LA
second.
show too, or
probably. I always like to.
They don't have 212 at the at the California.
His first show
Pro.
is New York, and then we'll see. I mean, think about it. He placed second last year, and then he won Japan, and he qualified for Olympia, but he tore his forearm. He couldn't really even finish training properly for the Japan, and then he decided he's not going to do the Olympia, yeah. So now he's here for like 5 weeks, and training there every day. Yeah, it's we're gonna do Jay Cutler TV, training with him. Yeah. Probably in a couple of weeks when he gets, closer to the contest.
Is he training
super
at
thick
Torture, or is he training at Dragons or Powerhouse? I've seen him kind of bounce around.
Yeah, he went to train with Hida.
He came to my show.
Yeah,
I met him. Yeah.
He trained with Hida once, and then we did both Dragon's Lair and Torture Gym. Yeah,
impressive though.
He's super thick, super complete.
Would you put him in an open show?
It's hard. It's hard to think.
You feel like this 212 into open now is making a big push because of all the success?
I mean, look, you can't get much better than Sean Clarita, right?
He was at the FIBO too.
Yeah. FIBO. I mean, when you think it's as perfect as you can get, right? And still, when you go in the open division, you're not going to be competitive. And this was Arnold Classic lineup, not really Olympia lineup. So now add a few more people. The Derek that already beat him before. Add Brandon Curry. I don't think that Sean could be competitive. Same thing.
Will you go to New York?
No, I'm not going to go to New York.
Tell us about Regan's progress.
We'll talk after.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen him since he came back. I will probably have to call him.
He'll come home.
But I'm just saying, in general, are you happy?
Listen, when we talk about this, right? Regan with bigger legs, fuller chest, and peaking biceps can win the Olympia.
He looks pretty big right now, though. I mean,
So yeah,
He's big right now.
he definitely put some tissue, and that's what you were saying. He needs to put major mass. You were mentioning 270 on the stage. He was 255 at Reno show.
I could see him in the low 260s, realistic. Maybe
Yeah.
mid 260s.
Yeah, high 260s.
Depending on how much he retains.
Yeah, I would think high 260s is possible.
But that's still,
That's
for
phenomenal.
for his physique, that's crazy.
That's phenomenal, yes, and the illusion that he's going to make, yeah, it's. But he's 6 foot, and he's going to be, a bunch of tall guys, and at other shows, I have no question that he's going to qualify for Olympia, and then in Olympia, he's going to be prime show with the 10 guys that are super competitive, and how you're going to gain advantage. He has greatest aesthetics. So if he has enough size with that kind of aesthetics, he's super competitive. I mean, I haven't seen Derek Lansford as you guys saw him as high as second.
Yeah, he was huge.
But before the Olympia, I haven't seen him getting all the way up to the second place, and some judges saw him winning on the shape alone. I thought that you're going to need much more than that. So Regan is bigger, taller, probably wider.
I said that once and I got flamed, where I said Regan is a taller version of Derek.
How can you be flamed?
Well, people are like, you're out of your mind. I'm going, he's got the same size waist. He's wider. He's taller.
Yeah.
And he gets crazy from the back like Derek. And, he's just a bigger version of Derek. Obviously, Derek's compacted and Regan has more progress to get there. But it's a similar look, just a bigger version.
Yeah, when you're really wide like that, though, your arms have to be big. You know, that's the disadvantage about being wide. That's what I had to deal with, right? Is I always thought when I threw my arms up, I always had to make sure I had big enough arms.
Your arms were great.
But not in the beginning. That's when I started as a teenager. Like I had width, but I didn't have the
That's where he uses the Essiclean.
Yeah, not just Essiclean. He confessed.
He had the Milos special.
Yeah, but listen, Regan has a crazy tricep already, right? And he has kind of a long biceps. So when that long biceps, you can kind of peak a little bit, and he can't really supinate much, right? So it's something to work on, but you just have to create. Look, Dorian didn't have a crazy arms. Lee Haney didn't have a crazy arms, right? So Phil Heath had a crazy, most muscular side chest, only the triceps. But when he lifted his arms, it was not crazy peak bicep.
As much as Kevin Levrone didn't have, he had crazy arms with like this, but on the front double, he had the longer biceps too, right?
Yeah. Some people, the arm looked good in a down position when you lift it up. I mean, Flex Lewis had a crazy, most muscular shot, right? But then when he lifts some, triceps is hanging, but biceps. So you can get away with it. I mean, look at this biceps over there. Jesus Christ. Yeah, looks like mine, but smaller, huh?
Fake news.
Yeah, that's a complete double split.
So this year, who do you all have competing? Who are your guys this year? Who's
Samson and Regan. Yeah, I hope they're all three going to be at Olympia, and they're all going to be in top 10. And top 10 means everything.
Do you guys see a shift with the taller guys coming in now? There's a lot of good tall guys.
because Derek and Hardy are going to shake that down.
Yeah, I mean, Derek and Hardy are still
and
top two favorite.
And Nick Walker, sorry.
Yeah.
But here's my question: If a Samson and Rami, who's 6 foot, I
don't think Rami is going to compete. There was some rumors already.
I don't know. Who? So Rami. I'm saying if these tall guys come to fruition, who's to say they don't move ahead?
I'm not betting against any of these top three guys from last year. It's impossible.
It would be hard to bet against.
I mean, you're telling me Nick Walker's improving. The kid's 28,
29.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's Regan's age.
He's in the run time. This is where your body just it's Derek Lunsford's in that run time.
He's 28.
I mean, they have better advantage than Hottie and Samson.
But
and all these
Hottie's not
guys.
that. I think Hottie's only like 33 or 34.
Doesn't matter. When you're in your late 20s, you're still at that.
I have no idea how old is Hadi, right? You can't tell. Yeah, but it's high quality dance muscle, and he's always in shape. I mean, Nick Walker is always in shape.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some pictures from some guys posting and said, he's getting off. Like kind of, but then I see him in the gym yesterday.
It's crazy.
Yeah, thin skin, drop the water and steps on the stage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome competitive season. What's next on the show schedule? Is it gonna be New York Pro and
New York and then California? Yeah.
Who's doing the Cal Pro? Do we have any list of people?
I don't.
Yeah.
Is Sergio gonna? I think Sergio is gonna maybe do it.
Yeah, I guess I didn't.
He's pretty impressive too, right?
Some of his pictures, he looks crazy. Sergio looks like he's done his homework.
Yeah, super impressive. I realized I didn't answer your question in the beginning. It said why not more Americans went to the Brazil, right? Maybe expenses, maybe,
How much was the prize money? Do you know?
10 for 3 to 1,
Was it 10 grand first?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, 50,000
total.
Whatever Brazilian money. I forgot what is the yeah, it's 10,000, I think.
Is it rupee? No.
Yeah, but you see, I understand it's a big trip and expense, okay, but all the Americans, they're here. I wonder how many are going to do the Chicago,
but a lot of sponsors,
California,
a lot of sponsors usually offset the expenses.
Who said? A lot of guys don't have sponsorships anymore either. Boogeyman said he's doing Chicago.
Yeah,
he's doing Chicago.
I mean, put it this way, and I was before you. There was like 91. My first contract for the Power Bar. I didn't ask for much money, but I asked them, "Can you sponsor me for all the shows?" And they say, any show they're going to sponsor. I said, "You're going to say, okay." So I did every show.
Maybe that's why companies stopped doing it.
Yeah, it's your fault.
I mean, really.
Milos did 87 shows.
Yeah, I did 72. Yeah, 72. But I did.
How many did you do in the year?
13 was the most.
Yeah.
Could you just think about how you felt? Could you imagine doing 13 shows in a year?
Well, back then it was like 13. That includes like the European tour at 7. You know what I mean?
But
in a row. So
yeah, but listen.
In a week.
No. 91. There was week after week. There was 7 shows, 7 weekends. Yeah. 91.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Initially, 91, 92. There was just Saturday, Spain. Saturday.
I'm still blown away on the Lee Haney winning 100,000 in 1991. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But what do you think? 100,000 91 or 400,000 now? What is more?
100 grand back then is probably more. Yeah. I think so. Because back in the 90s, you could go buy a really good house.
Well, our financial people are going to chime in here and comment.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember my mom bought a house and it's like $68,000. It was like 3,500 square feet.
I paid
like
$218 for that condo in Aliso Viejo.
I paid $169 for almost 3,000 square feet in Temecula. Yeah, back in.
What do you think it's worth now? I just looked up my old house and I sent it to you.
Yeah,
so I paid $350 for that house. First house I moved into here. 1.4 and change. They're asking for it right now. It's for sale.
Yeah.
You know what though? What you got out of it for was better than hanging on to it.
I sold it for $950.
Yeah, that was way better because you got to think about it. You sold it for $950 after X amount of years, and it's only gone up the same amount. In the rest of the time difference. So you got out of it at the right time.
It's nice to sell it. I lost 3.
What?
I lost my house in Temecula and in Chino and the gym.
So you paid $169 for that beautiful home in Temecula.
Mm-hmm. What year was that? 1946?
That was 93.
Wow.
And then 2007 I got Chino house. And that
you
was
remember what you think a house is now? How much is it now, you think? A couple million?
No.
Is it, I don't know.
I paid over $1 million. I paid $1,050,000.
No, let me ask you a question. How much was your mortgage on that 169? Do you remember?
$1,000, $1,100, something like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. My mortgage on that 218 condo was $1,200 a month. Yeah. 11 and change, almost $1,200.
Yeah.
I remember exactly.
It was nothing.
Now you get a house like that, it's $10,000 a month. Taxes, insurance.
Yeah, exactly. How many houses do you have?
I only have one now.
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm just saying when I sold it, I remember everything
dollars, cents number. You know everything.
Well, listen, we appreciate you coming on, dude. Like, I know we kind of called you.
Congratulations, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna tell Generation Iron you need to be on the Coach of the Year nomination list.
Yeah, they'll put you on there so you post for them like everyone else.
We'll see them in July or whatever. So we'll make sure we shout out to. Let's keep rolling with it, man. So.
All right, I'm 15 minutes away.
And I know. So you still have to compete this year. So Regan's going to compete. And who else? This
Olympia.
No, I know, but new guys.
Horse MD. Myself from we didn't decide the contest yet. I have 3 Brazilians still, but we didn't pick the contest. Even this Vitor, we're going to compete this year, but we didn't decide which show we're going to do it. Right? This was rushed. And this is one of those things. Did you ever do the rush show? Like you decided in...
Iron Man.
Really?
03.
03?
Yeah. I wasn't going to do it.
But okay, you were going to do the Arnold Classic 2 weeks later.
Yeah, but I don't think... remember Cormier won them all, but I don't think Chris did it that year because of me.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah, probably. It's probably the year I was helping him, 2003. Yeah.
Maybe. Well, no, you helped Flex Wheeler because he got
2003, yes, I helped Flex. But then when Chris was, now I miss which year, he played second to you in Arnold Classic. But it was, with Chris, you tell him what to eat, but, Coach, I need, regular food.
Yeah. Are you taking more clients right now?
No, I'm not looking for it.
Could you get me in shape?
God cannot put you in shape.
Yeah. So you're not taking on any more clientele. You're booked up pretty much.
Yeah, I am.
But you're doing some in-person training. Like if someone wants to come to Las Vegas, will you train
here
them?
And there. I also, just when it's on the bucket list, I said, Milos, I really want to train with you. And but I'm 59 years old. I don't need.
When are we getting back into training? Like when are you going to really turn it up? I mean.
Yeah, because,
I'm doing the Fit for 50 start, so
you need to train him.
Hold on a second. When you're turning 50?
August 3rd.
August. Okay. When is Masters Olympia?
August 25th.
Oh God! Here's this
what a coincidence, huh?
What a coincidence! He's going to wear board shorts.
Many people asked me this weekend about that. We talked about this though. No, we talked about something. No. We talked about you working, so am I motivating you at all?
Yes. I mean, but I got sick in Miami.
Why don't you do the Masters Olympia?
I don't look anything like I'm supposed to look like for Masters Olympia. No. Yeah, I know my limitations. Nobody would want to see me compete.
I feel the same way.
Yeah, but you still, you're planning to get jacked.
No, I'm not getting jacked.
Look at that shit grin he has on his face.
Back this up. I'm not getting jacked. I'm getting lean and athletic looking.
You're planning to put another 20 pounds, no?
No. I'm going to transform the 240 that I have now is going to be transformed into a different look at 240.
Just think about it. He's going to be 240.
Maybe 230, actually.
250, yeah.
And he was 250.
It's 254.
So 15 pounds off is 09?
But I'm not, draining the water. Remember, I was 270 before I sucked the water.
He's going to Romania, right, for the Masters Olympia. There is a picture of him on the poster. He's going to be in shape in August,
He's going to guest pose.
You're going to guest pose?
Yeah. I wish my physique could look good enough to guest pose.
It will. That's your plan.
If I really went hard at it, I probably could. I'm actually gonna show the progress. So I'm documenting all this.
You have no injuries, right?
Well, I have the torn bicep. It's just you can tell it's
which one?
You can tell. Look, see it.
I wish mine is like this.
Yeah, you can see right here.
Yeah. You can, but when I get a little fuller, which I will from the food, is going to make a big difference. The food is the key, right?
Yeah.
We just got to keep eating, but I don't start until
it doesn't look bad at all. Actually, it looks like a separation.
What would you do in it?
What would you inject?
No, don't.
What would you put in there? What from the kitchen sink?
I don't want to take drugs to do this.
You mean you don't want to inject?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to do
He's
this.
going to do it like Mike O'Hearn.
So the biggest thing, no.
You're gonna go to enhanced TRT, right?
No, I'm actually not going. I'm trying not to up the dose at all.
At all.
The key word, he's trying not to.
I think honestly, I can do on 250 tests. Yeah, why do you laugh? Because
250 every day.
no. I think
2000. The blood test that showed up because I shoot it.
I'm only taking 1 cc. Your blood work says 5,000. I'm telling you, it's 1.
No, you'll see how much I transform, and I'll share the blood work with you.
How are you going to transform if you're going to keep the same amount of the test?
Because I'm going to eat.
But you already eat 5 times.
No, dude. I like on the like we travel
twice a day.
Yeah, it's just
really?
And the protein's not really high. I mean, I'm not training capacity. Yeah. And I wasn't taking days off. Like I'm gonna follow like a 2-on 1-off schedule. So like tomorrow,
I actually want to diet with him. Obviously, I'm not just come down some. I'm almost 270. There's no need for me.
You're just laughing, dude.
No, but what? Because when he was claiming he was 245,
No, I was around Olympia because I got sick.
He's been doing a lot better with the cardio, but
guess how much I did this morning? An hour and 10 minutes.
This is
what?
Cardio.
No, but this is
every morning I do 45
this is
minutes.
the problem. Is like he'll do the cardio, like he'll put in a little bit of the effort and work, but his diet I still think he under and overeats. You know, if that makes sense.
Let me put it this way: I haven't seen anybody with this kind of appetite. I mean, seriously, he can eat 100 grams of protein in a meal, no problem.
Yeah, but I do for breakfast every morning.
Yeah.
I have a harder time.
I tell him he overeats all the time. Don't you think?
I do.
Yeah,
for sure. There's just no need.
So if I eat 6 meals a day and I go back to like that rigid lifestyle,
so you're not going to do the cardio.
No, I'm going to do the cardio, but I'm going to wait until the food is circulating in the body, and then I'm going to. I mean, it's going to be touch and go, to be honest. I mean, maybe I won't do cardio. I don't know. I would like to train twice a day.
When I saw you in elevation a couple of months ago, I was sure that you're fully loaded on everything because you were full, hard, lean, right? That video from the other gym, front side looked good, but from back you were a little bit soft. Yeah. But it's impressive that you actually want to document it and show people. I just think no injuries, and you're going to be committed, and that's Mr. Olympia commitment. You know, you are not just anybody. You know.
Yeah, but
you raise the bar.
Yeah.
But you're gonna try to eat same 6 meals like before, right?
Try to eat 6 meals, but I mean, I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to go like 12 ounces of meat or anything like that. I mean, I'm going to.
You have 100 grams of protein in breakfast anyway.
I know, but I'm going to change that. I'm going to actually back down the breakfast and spread the meals out. I mean, it's a big breakfast for me.
Yeah.
My breakfast is too.
You know, I don't really read the research and everything, but more and more and more, you know, just somebody keeps sending me like importance of doubling up on protein in the breakfast. You know, the timing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They say it's good.
Yeah.
People said people said when I posted that 100-gram protein breakfast, they said you can't digest
assimilate
it
and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's an average Joe bloke can assimilate.
I'm excited to see what I can do, but like I said, I don't want this to be like a drug thing, you know.
250 test is like super low. You're not going to do any.
I think it's.
You're not going to do any anabolics with it.
No, because I mean, let's see how I'm in uncharted territory.
Okay.
I've never got ready for this kind of shape without taking other compounds.
Yes.
Can I do it? Is what I'm asking you.
But why would you? That's why I ask you. Back in the day when you were on a cycle, did you ever feel bad?
No, and honestly, my blood work was never terrible. But looking at my blood work now, there's no risk, right?
Zero risk. I mean, Jesus Christ,
you
look like teenage, natural for life guy.
Yeah.
But listen, okay, so testosterone is a male hormone, right? Anabolic steroids are synthetic derivatives. They have a more anabolic action. you want anabolism. You don't want to really androgeneity. You already have no issues here, right? So this is all functioning. But if you want a little bit more anabolism, this is going to do more than that. So why would you not? I mean, if what's April? Yeah, May, June, July.
I start in May, though. I start in May.
Yeah.
May, June, and July. I have literally like 12 weeks.
So how can you do without it? I mean, it's going to synthesize more protein.
Do you think I can look really... I don't want to get a lot bigger. That's the whole thing. I just want to get a little leaner and fuller at the same time. Does that make sense?
If you get...
Keep your weight the same.
If you get the... No, here it is. If you get the crazy lean, why would you not want another 10, 15 pounds of muscle? If you're super lean...
Because I just don't... I don't know. I don't want to get bigger. Does that make sense?
You're a big J Cutler. I mean, that's your trademark, man.
I know, but I'm retired. That's
but it's a trademark. What is going to be harder for you to move 10 pounds more a day? Like, what is it?
No, I just...
Back in the day, I was...
You agree, or...
I'm going to tell you this. I was 282. Back in the day, that was my heaviest, 282. I was like, I'm so uncomfortable. But then there was a point of time that it's like, oh, shit, I missed that. I wish I can be that.
If you could be 282 now, would you?
I would. I would, but it's no way I can get it.
170?
237 skinny fat.
Wow, look at this.
It's almost as much as me.
Yeah, 237.
Who's taller, me or you?
I used to be much taller, but you're stuffing your shoes. So.
You know what? I'm more hydrated than you, probably.
Hey, listen, I took a picture with Nick, right? And somebody said, like, was he standing on something? I said, no, I'm just as short as him. You know, how tall is he?
Nick's, I don't know, 5'7"?
What's up with that picture?
We need to bring you to the DRX 9000. Do you know what the DRX 9000 is? It's the stretching.
It stretches you.
Yeah.
I know.
It'll get you up to 5'8". How tall are you?
I used to be
5'10".
5'10" and a half, 179.
You have to throw the half in there.
No.
So you're what, 5'6" now?
Because I was 5 inches? Listen, I came to America, 179 centimeters is 5'10" and a half. You don't want to say and a half, so I just lied. I was 5'11". So
why don't you round down?
And then I say, okay, let me start talking 5'10", and they see me next to at the Fit Nation next to you, and you're taller than me. And so like, there's no way you're 5'10". Like maybe I shrink a little bit.
You've been lying about your age?
Not age, just
the height.
Age is there. You can't hide it. I look 59. But 5'8" and 3/4 in the Reno. You were there, right? Yeah. You didn't step on the scale.
Why would I step on the scale?
Yeah.
How tall am I?
Yeah,
a little over 6 foot.
Yeah,
a tiny bit.
How much do you think he weighs right now?
275. He said it.
270.
It's too big, huh?
Yeah, it's too big. I breathe too heavy. I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing an hour cardio every day.
You did that one day.
No, I have been for the last month.
Yeah, you did in Germany?
Well, I walked 40 miles a day walking in and out of the thing. That's the only spot I didn't do it.
I love how you slightly exaggerate 40 miles a day.
I probably walked at least
3.
5. No. Shit. At least 5 miles a day.
Okay.
At expos, I don't do cardio because you're just on your feet all day.
Okay. Did you train in Germany?
I did twice, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
With Regan?
No, I went with Urs. And then I went with...
did you tape it?
Then we went the first night. You didn't go.
I didn't the first night. I was so dead, I just went to sleep.
I mean, really?
I got there and I flew. I flew all the way there and went straight to the gym.
No, for the last one.
Listen to this. He works all day, and then I go 8 o'clock in elevation, and he's there. Like, God damn.
So the last month, I stopped doing cardio at home. Mm-hmm. I get up and force myself to get out of my house, and I go to EOS across the street. And I do a minimum of 40 minutes. But today I did over an hour because I was waiting to have a breakfast meeting. And so I just kept going until the thing stopped and kicked me off.
Yeah. You kind of look skinny,
But you know what I noticed this last trip? Whenever I travel internationally, I retain a shit ton of water. And I didn't this time. I didn't. I was the same weight when I was there and when I came back because I weighed myself both times. Normally I retain a bunch.
And what, 2-3 meals a day?
2 to 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've only eaten, I ate a big breakfast this morning.
He just had two Celsius drinks while we've been sitting here.
Yeah. See, you don't have to do cardio. Just pound caffeine all day.
Yeah.
So bad for you, dude.
I ate a huge breakfast this morning. I had the Goliath breakfast at Stacks and Yolks. It's massive. It should be.
He had 4 cups of coffee this morning. How many?
3.
Yeah.
That's low for me. I usually have 6.
I was waiting for a coffee machine here. I was really looking forward to it. But you said last time you're going to bring it.
Oh, we have to get one.
I'll bring it. I have the K-Cup one. I don't use in my house. I'll bring it here just for you.
All right. Well, listen.
I'm going to put a quarter machine next to it.
We appreciate you coming on. We're going to have you back on. We got to review these shows. We always appreciate your honesty, and since when you don't have anyone competing, it's even
Milos
better.
is going to get me in shape.
So we'll see you in the gym.
Yeah.
Fit for 50 challenge starts soon. I expect to train with you at least once or twice.
Yeah.
And thank you.
See you.